Hello, Professor, and hello to everybody. My name is Ali Charles Khan, and I'm going to make a project in which I'm going to fulfill these requirements. And I'm going to make a media group application in which we will be able between friends to share posts, the images, and send descriptions or messages to each other.
So as soon as I have finished the parameterization of Firebase authentication inside the Firebase, I make a variable of Firebase and I initialize the instance of Firebase inside onCreate method. So these are three text boxes. So these are the reference which are inside XML file of my main activity, and here is its XML file. I have two buttons. The login button for the people or the users never logged in before and they don't have account, so they will be using sign up method button on click listener of this button, and other button will be having a sign up method when button second the ID of this button, and when set on click listener of this button. So I'm going to use sign in methods. So what's going next? So this is sign up method for the first time, and I have entered the login username, email, and the password. So inside sign up method, create email with user and the password inside Firebase, and email text box, password, and toString conversion. And what's happening on complete listener, when I add on complete listener, this on complete listener authentication result. So this is authentication result on complete. If the task is successful, the first thing I'm going to show is a toast message showing that logged up successfully. And the second thing is inside real-time database, I'm going to make an instance inside the main root. This is the main root file of Firebase. And I'm going to add a user inside it and get user, get UID. It means I'm not going to show this name Victor inside this UID. I'm going to show a special UID with a hex key or something like that inside the Firebase with username and the set value of username, which I will be getting from the text box and toString. So this part is related to second media activity, because this I will explain it later, because when a profile is deleted or something is happening inside the already existing profile, so this is some profile update parameters. I will explain it later. And if I continue, I will having a log field message else in case the sign up user already exists, so it will show up log up fail because it already exists. And if I am signed up correctly, so I will transit to a new activity, which is the second activity, transit to second activity. And on the same time, the sign up process is here, sign up method, sign in method is here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get email from the text box, the password, and on complete, I'm going to add on complete listener inside it. So what will happen if the task is successful? I'm going to make a toast message login successfully, otherwise login. So here is the presentation of what's happening inside. I already added these parameters. So as soon as I try to do logup, it will say logup failed because this user is already existing inside it. And for example, if I do login, it will be logged in. So I came back just to show that, for example, if we are going to use uh, Granny, for example, and I put it Granny. So if I try to log in for the first time, now I can log up successfully. In this second media layout, firstly, we have these two menu items, and they are here, these two menu items, and everyone will be intending to another activity in switch cases. And this is main image view, and image view is the downloaded image link. The first of all, we will be getting permission and send it to user, and then a downloading link will be used from this image view. And I also have a button to send the post image. Here, something is which is not showing is the list view. The list view is this one, and I'm using array adapter, and adapter is a variable which is array adapter, which is here, and username is also an array list, have using UUID, a special option UUID, special option of Java, helping us to get hidden UID of the user, and I will be displaying inside it, and there is a text box having description in order to send to the user. So now what's happening is when we are clicking on this button, it is button 3, and set on click listener, there is a method which is upload image to the server is activated. And when we are clicking in this reference in this box, which is image view box, it will select an image, and it will get permissions from the user in order to upload the image. So now what's happening when we click on this logout option, which is here, there is a method logout. It will emote instance of Firebase authentication. It will sign out us and it will finish the activity. And what's happening when we we want to see the posts, and it is the latest post from menu. As I showed that inside menu, we have these two options in the menu item views. So what's happening when we click on the logout, when we click on latest post activity, it will bring us to intent to this list post activity. On the same time, there is another option. When we click on this back press button, what's going to happen? I add logout method inside on back press, so we will be logged out. So these two things are doing almost the same function. So what's happening in this block, before coming here, we have to allow manifest file, and we have to write inside the permissions to access the storage of the phone. So what's happening here, if my version is inferior than 23, so what will happen, I will start activity for result and I pass the code 1000, and else if block is going to be executed only if this block is executed. In that case, what will happen, a dialog box inside the user interface will open, and it will ask permissions to allow or deny to access the internal storage. And this else is going to be executed if user interface has already given permission to get the image. So what it will go, it will this block will be executed, and this block is we already have chosen the image from the storage of the phone. What will happen if request code is 1000, this code we pass here, and if result code is result okay, and data we have chosen from the storage, and data is not null, then we are going to execute this try catch block. As I already explained, that this bitmap instance variable of this class is going to get content resolver, and the selected image will be stored inside it, and we are going to set this bitmap inside the image view of the second media activity. So as I said, we click on this, and he will bring this to storage of the phone, and we take the picture, and now we are going to create a post. So now, as we have selected the image, so this button is going to upload image to the server, and if bitmap image, this image is not null, then in that case, we are going to execute this. So what's happening these are predefined functions. You can download it from Firebase. And inside it, I'm going to use my bitmap variable where my image is going to be saved, and I'm using JPEG format, and very output stream keeps is 100. The quality is 100%. And this function I already told is unique identification for the image which I will be using, and the format is JPEG. So UID which we'll be using here. So when I click on this button, I will be actually uploading the image to the Firebase storage, get instance, get reference, the child. So this is the main folder uploaded image, and inside it, I'm going to put my image plus this UID and put array byte inside it. So what happened right now, as soon as I click the button, this text description box became visible, and usernames, which is the array list which I made here. I'm storing inside. I made on the top array list, and username, which is typecasting string, because actually get value from the username, it will send us an object, and we have to convert typecastes to the string in order to use it. So this username, I'm going to inside username array list adapter, and I am going to update the adapter, and here we get the users from database. So now when I send this to, for example, for myself, Granny, you can see that something happened here, and we got a receive post, and I said, how are you? So you can see it is here. So I get the image link, and I get image ID, and the sender is Granny. So inside this last post activity, when I click on this menu item to see who has sending me the activity, so this is my last activity, it will be activated. So again, in this latest post activity, I have a list view and I have a text box which will appear only if we get something. And again, I am going to add two possibilities, two menu items inside this latest post XML inside the in menu folder. So this is latest post activity. So in this activity, the main purpose is to get our data, the received post from the user from the Firebase. So how to know something happened inside my Firebase when I get something? So I can add child event listener on my received post inside my Firebase database. So as soon as something will arrive inside, I will be notified because I add event listener. So as soon as something happens inside, as soon as child is added, means the new data have came inside this. So I will set snapshot. Snapshot is actually the key of data snapshot, which I will be saving inside data snapshot, which I will be using later. So as soon as data is arrived and stored in snapshot, on the same time, the sender I'm going to use inside the user post, and I'm going to notify the adapter. So what's happening? The list view will be updated in the latest media activity with the users who are sending me the data. How to get the data? So in the post list view, which is our adapter list view of our list, and so I implement this interface in this class. So it is on item click listener in the class. So it will direct me on item click automatically, and I am going to get data snapshots. I saved everything inside it and the position from the list. So it will save in data snapshot, and the download link of the image is inside the download link. So I'm in the dependencies. I will add the glide library in order to set the image link, download image link inside the set text box, and I am setting the text description inside the description of the interface. So it is like that. As soon as I will click on Granny inside the list adapter, so you will see that text description box is visible now, and the image by the help of glide view is shown here. In order to delete a post, I am going to implement an abstract method in this class for long item click listener, and it is in the bottom. So see, it will show us a menu in order to delete when we press very long. So what's happening in this on long item click? So it will show us a dialog box having allow and deny two options. When we allow, it will bring us to here, and we are going to delete uploaded image from the Firebase database and the snapshot get position and the image ID, because we were using UID of the image, and we will delete the image. And the second thing is we are going to delete all instances, because we have inside received messages, we have the post inside it, and we get position get key dot remove. We are going to remove it. And the other possibility is we deny. And in case of deny, I will show text message that nothing happened. So as you can see that this part have been deleted. So again, almost the same story inside the menu item. I created these two activities, and so this is here, ID gallery and ID chat box, ID chat box and ID gallery, and I am going to intend to chat box activity and to private post activity. So to fulfill all the requirements for this project, we did the final last thing, which is using recycler view and card view. So I was obliged to add a last thing, which is private post activity, and this is the reason I made this one. So actually, this all figure is my Bible. Every time I use to make recycler view, I use this image. So I am using activity wrapper, which is my post activity, and then this is my fragment, and you can see this is my deck fragment, and I have a model class which is filled with my getters and setters, and then I have a single row design, which is my single row design called view extra layout, and this is my adapter. So my adapter is my adapter, this one. So what's happening? I am getting the data from the Firebase thanks to this getters and setter, thanks to this model class, and with this model class, I'm using Firebase recycler adapter having two parameters, which is model, and which is a view holder. So this one. So what's happening that this view holder is responsible to get to get this layout, to get the single row layout, and he will get the data from the Firebase, and he will put inside it, and he will finally put inside this rect frag and display to the wrapper. So this is my message layout, and as soon as I go to post activity, I'm going to use ID wrapper inside the XML file, and I'm going to transit to rect fragment. So here is my class for model class with getters and setters, getting the description, senders ID, and the image link from the Firebase. I will not using the set methods because I'm not going to set anything inside the Firebase, of course, from here. So as I said earlier, that so when we are using Firebase recycler adapter, we are using two options. We have model and we have my view holder. Because normally when we are not using the Firebase adapter, we use only the view holder. We don't use the model. But in our case, when we are fetching the data from Firebase, we need to use a model. So as I said, my view holder on create holder, we are returning my view holder, and as we know that I told that I already made a single row design in the layouts. So this is my message view, which will be shown in the recycler view, and recycle view holder inside. I have these description IDs of the text boxes and one image view. So I find view by ID inside the my view holder. So when the view holder is created, now we use on bind view holder in order to bind both of them. So holder name text is get sender ID. It will be gotten and it will be set inside the name text, and get this description also. And with the help of image glide dependency, I am going to show the image via the get image download link inside the image one box. So here I am making an object view of this view, and then I am getting the rec view ID inside this rec view. So here, as we know that adapter needs two things, data source and the single row design, which I already explained. So data is coming from Firebase and single row design is coming from single message layout. So I will pass this. So this rec view is set by this adapter, and so now we are going to set query means the path from where we are getting the data in order to set inside the adapter. So we know that it is our root reference from the and we child is user. So but we need the authentication. So before don't I have already auth dot Firebase authentication, the instance of the authentication of Firebase in the beginning. So now I can use Firebase auth here and get current user that get UID, because we are using the UID and the child is received post. So we are going to get only the ID of the users who have sent us the message and model that class does build. So this is how we get the received post in recycler. So finally, we can see these are all received posts here, so which I get, and when I click on private gallery and the private box, so here is my list view. So here you can see that the sender is Granny, and she's saying hello everybody, and Victor is saying many thanks to you all. So David, and we have the name and the text box here in our recycler view. As a last thing, I added the chat box if I want to chat to someone. Hello, Mister. What is life? So I if I send this post to someone, you can see that the user Granny has it is of course it's user ID. So hello Mr. How's life? But already project have been so long, and I'm going to pass more than 10 minutes for this explanation. So I'm going to stop here this project, and the only thing will be remaining to get the instance from the Firebase and show it again. So again more activities. So I'm going to stop this project here. I hope I fulfill all requirements for this project, and thank you very much.